Alrighty, what is going on, guys? It's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Now today what we've got for you guys is another episode of the Legion Lounge Live. And as always, I am joined by my co-host and brother, Toxic Strike. What is going on, bro?
Nothing much, really. Just starting off this second stream.
Yes, we are. So if you guys...
No, there was no such thing as a first stream.
Yeah, this first stream didn't happen. There was no such thing as a train wreck stream that we tried to do and completely, it just went off the rails because somebody decided to open up Steam before we started streaming.
I have no idea
Who could that have been?
No idea what you're talking
about. No one that I know of would ever do that.
No.
No. Never.
No.
Nah, never.
No.
Anyways, guys, we got a lot of fun stuff to talk to you guys about. Obviously, as you can tell from the thumbnail, we're gonna talk about this Marvel Multiverse stuff at some point tonight. We'll talk about it probably like halfway through the stream. We've got a guest coming on to talk to us about this as well. He'll be hopping in the Discord chat with us. He'll probably be in the stream chat with us. He was here a little bit earlier. So yeah, just get hyped for that. That'll be fun when we get to that. But I want to kick things off. We want to talk about the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War beta that happened last weekend and then also the weekend before. We had 2 beta weekends after the initial alpha. So yeah, let's talk about it. What did you think of both weekends of the beta?
What I would say, at least in my own personal opinions, about the first ever, well, let's talk about the first. Well, actually, no, we already talked about the first. Let's talk about the second. Or did we talk about the first before?
What, the first weekend?
Yeah, the first weekend, I mean.
No, we didn't. Well, we streamed weekend 2 on Twitch, twitch.tv/ToxicTazz. But no, we never talked about either weekend.
No. Well,
we talked about the alpha. We talked about the alpha.
The first weekend wasn't really that bad, I would say. It was actually it was pretty good. But I would really say the second weekend really boosted up everything, really, graphics, just overall, also they added a few guns, just almost everything in general was just put up to that next kind of level in the second one. And the first one was really just the alpha. The second one was the actual beta. And what I will say, actually, there's 3 weekends if you really think about it, because there's the alpha, then there's the beta, and there's the other beta.
Yeah. So yeah, alpha was like a month ago. Then beta weekend 1 was PS4 owners only. Then beta weekend 2 was open to everybody. First couple of days, everybody that had pre-ordered, and then the last 2 days, everybody who had a console or a PC that could run the game could play the game. So that was great, honestly. I mean, I have to say, the more I think about it, the less excited, I guess you could say, I am, at least about the multiplayer of it. It's kind of more the same. It's more Modern Warfare. It's Modern Warfare 2019 with
I wouldn't say Modern Warfare.
I don't know. It feels like Modern Warfare with a Cold War skin on it.
Well, no, but the people that really are into it are not liking it. Like the people that were into the people that were into Modern Warfare are not really into this. Like people like Jack Frags and all them. They feel like
yeah. Well, no, exactly.
To be honest, I understand there's some parts of Modern Warfare that I feel like would really work well in this new kind of system. But I mean, here's the thing: not Modern Warfare, Cold War. And I said this before when we first were talking about what the game looked like when we first were talking about this back in old stream. But it just feels like Black Ops 3. Like it really feels like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4.
Okay, well here I'll tell you something that maybe not a lot of people know is it's a modified version of the Black Ops 3 engine. They've been using the Black Ops 3 engine. They used it for Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, and now Cold War. Yeah, well that's why it feels a little rough It feels less polished than Modern Warfare. It feels a little bit more clunky. It feels more like an old school Call of Duty because it's still running on that old engine. Modern Warfare, Infinity Ward created an entirely new engine for that game, and that's why it feels a lot more modern. It feels a lot more polished. The movements feel a lot more fluid, and all that. So going into Cold War, that's why it feels like a step back. That's why it feels like it.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm kind of cutting you off here. But
no, you're fine.
It kind of feels like it feels like normal Call of Duty, except if they threw on like Doom movement into it. You know, like where you're just. I mean, I don't know why, but whenever I play it, I don't like it because of the fact that I feel like I'm just like skating around, and I feel like just like the sliding and everything. It's just, if they're gonna go with old clunky Call of Duty, I'm perfectly fine with that.
I mean, I am too. I love old COD.
Like Call of Duty, you know, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, old Modern Warfares and stuff. You know, it wasn't all about, you know, moving super fast and getting, you know, all the kills or whatever. You know, it's about not exactly taking your time, but making sure your shots were on point.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a little bit more methodical.
A lot of major issues with at least for me with Cold War is just people are moving like they're Sonic. And they're just jumping and hopping around, and it's like, this isn't an arena shooter, you know. It's not Quake, you know. I don't want to see any of that, you know. I understand what they're trying to do, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's a good game. It has better multiplayer than I will say Modern Warfare does, but in the aspect of something like Warzone, where we had Dirty Bomb, which is basically like Warzone, it didn't feel right. Like it felt like people were still being shredded. And it's like, sometimes I feel like in the game, I feel like sometimes I get absolutely shredded, and then other times I'm shooting guys, you know, upper body, head shots, you know, all that kind of good stuff, and they aren't dying, you know. And it feels so random and strange, you know. Of course, we've had Modern Warfare for so long, and it feels like a completely different game, but still, it's just, even Modern Warfare, it had these same kind of issues, but it felt more fair, you know. And I just kind of, I don't know why, but like whenever I shoot the guns, it feels like I'm shooting like laser guns, you know, like the laser guns from GTA 5. That's how I feel like.
I get what you're saying. Is it really feels like, as much as it looks kind of like a Modern Warfare, like a reskin of Modern Warfare 2019 with the Black Ops Cold War, or with the Cold War skin over it, right? As much as it looks like that, when you actually sit down and you play it, it feels kind of like an old Call of Duty game. But the more you play it, the more you see how rough it is around the edges, and, you know, the more you see how much this game is in a really, really bad state right now. And it's just, it's not polished. It's not there. The game comes out in a few weeks, and it's not. The polish is not there. It feels clunky. It feels unfun sometimes. Like I had fun. I had fun during the beta. If you saw any of my streams, if you saw it from weekend 1 or weekend 2, you know I had some technical issues. Like, just servers are bad. Like, that's just a thing. The servers were bad. Hopefully those will be better at launch. But for the most part, I had fun. I was eventually able to kind of, you know, break through all the crazy skill-based matchmaking and get some good gameplays. I was able to have some fun. As distracted as I can get on stream, I had fun. I had fun when I played the game. I got up to max rank both beta weekends. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't have played it as much as I did if I didn't enjoy it, but I just don't think it is as polished as it needs to be, and it doesn't feel like a Call of Duty game that I can play the multiplayer for. Like, I can play the multiplayer of for an entire year. I feel like Zombies, it's gotta be really, really, really good to keep me playing this game, or I'm gonna find something else to play, you know?
I think that Zombies in the campaign are really gonna be where I'm gonna play.
Exactly. Me too.
I might hop back into Warzone, but the thing is, if Warzone kind of feels like how Cold War kind of does now, I don't really see myself playing. Well,
that's the other question, right? Is they're like, oh, it's going to be unified progression across multiplayer, zombies, Warzone, all this stuff. How is the Warzone integration going to work? Like, are they going to completely scrap all the Modern Warfare Warzone that has become so popular that people love? People love those mechanics and everything. Yeah. So, yeah. What were you saying? What do you know? What do you know?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. What do you know?
Currently, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be taking aspects from it and basically just shoving aspects from Warzone, as in like Modern Warfare, into the Cold War engine. So what we played in Dirty Bomb is basically going to be it, except there's going to be things like mounting and stuff in the game.
Okay.
And a few other things from Modern Warfare that will be just basically just thrown into the Cold War engine.
Right.
I don't know how mounting's going to be. Mounting might be disgusting.
Yeah, well, that's weird, though. That's one of the things that, oddly, I missed from Modern Warfare. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate getting, like, mounting kills for camos and stuff like that, and I hate the one kid that, like, just camps in the back of the map with an LMG and just mounts for days. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I hate that, but I also missed mounting just because of the tactical aspect of, like, you know, you're running by a wall, you can just kind of mount up real quick, steady your shot, and move on. Like, I kind of missed that, especially in the Dirty Bomb mode, I think, at least, you know?
Yeah, also, another thing I've kind of been realizing is, with Modern Warfare especially, and then now moving over to the Cold War beta, is a lot of people had a lot of hate for Modern Warfare, and I understand it. Yeah, it wasn't exactly the game they were expecting, but I will say this, though. The multiplayer is not as bad as people say, and the only reason why I say that it's as bad as it is because of the way that people play. And I think that it's the same thing that's happening over in Cold War.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the you know, the multiplayer might not be that bad. It's just people are already cheating in the game, and it's the beta.
Yeah, that threw me for a loop.
People are just sliding all around. People are basically taking advantage of everything they can. And I don't know about you, but I've experienced a lot of campers in the beta as well. Yeah, and it's just, if this is how people are going to play Call of Duty from now on, it's like any game. You know, if you're going to play a game like that, you know, there's no specific way to play a game, but you know, if everybody's just camping in like corners of the map, it's not fun. You know, I don't want to sit around all day and wait for people to run by, or I don't want to run past the spot, let a guy shoot me, run back through the spot, the guy's moved, and he kills me again and again and again. You know, it's just stupid. You know, I don't want to play a game like that. You know, and if this is how people are going to play, then I'm just going to go ahead and play zombies or, you know, campaign or something. Yeah. You know, and I know like a few days after that, Cyberpunk comes out. People are excited for that.
Right,
game.
exactly. Is Call of Duty's got some some steep competition this year. It comes out November 13th. It comes out smack dab in the middle of Assassin's Creed and Cyberpunk. And in that time, also next gen consoles are coming out. So like COD's got a lot to deal with. Also, before we continue, what's up, Thomas? How you doing, bro?
Oh, what's up? How you doing? I've been listening.
Oh, you're in the Discord chat. You are live. You are live on stream right now.
Oh. Okay, that's cool.
Do you have anything to add about the Cold War beta?
Not really. I mean, your conversation is really interesting, though.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So
you played that though, right? You played
did you play the beta?
I played a little bit. Play a little bit of Cold War, the beta.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How would you say it compares to Modern Warfare and the older CODs?
So, let's see. Well, I do like the interface with Cold War in particular because it does give some Black Ops vibes from Black Ops 1.
Right.
But Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 2, those are some good titles. I feel like Cold War needs some touch-ups with, like, in regards to the multiplayer kind of way.
Yeah.
It still has the same, you know, kind of gist from, like, other Call of Duty, but it's like Modern Warfare, but it's more different in a kind of way.
It as much as it kind of is a lot of the same, it's also very different, and not always
be like a new taste.
Yeah, not always good different though, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think that's really where we're trying to get to with this. I'm cautiously optimistic for this game. I hope it's good. I really hope it's good. I want it to be like older COD games. You know, I want it to bring back
to form.
Right, exactly. It's like, well, Thomas, while you're in here, remember how much fun we had back on Black Ops 1 back in the day? Like, you were the one that got me to get Black Ops. Like, I literally made an entire video talking about how Like, Black Ops was my entry into zombies and all that stuff, and like, you're like, dude, get it, it's got zombies, and I was like, zombies in Call of Duty, what? Like, I'm really excited for the zombies mode. I'm not sure if the multiplayer can live up to that,
Yeah,
Right.
I'm stoked on the campaign and the zombie.
Yeah.
Out there looking at the trailer.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the multiplayer needs work.
It does. It needs a lot of work. But also, I think the other thing we keep forgetting, but we can't forget, is the fact that Treyarch was kind of thrown into this game. Sledgehammer was supposed to make this year's Call of Duty, and then something happened. There was a big mess going on there, and then Activision was like, all right, Sledgehammer, you're out. Treyarch, you're in. Whatever you were working on, fast track it. You got to make a game. It comes out fall 2020. Get it done.
See, I would have no problem with Call of Duty Cold War, is if when they realized that if they took an extra year off, like Call of Duty hasn't taken a year off.
I know
in so
Call of
long.
Duty, they haven't taken.
And it's just, if they took a year off, I think it would work out perfectly fine. And it's just because of the fact that they are basically making a COD in a third of the year, well, 2/3 of a year than they really should be. Or is it? Who made
No, they're making it. They're getting. They're getting. How much time did they get? Maybe a year and a half, 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah,
they're making it within
2 years.
Yeah, so they're making it in about the time that the original development cycle was, except for the fact that they didn't know they were making this game until they were making the game. You know what I'm saying? Is like Sledgehammer was making.
Kind of like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they've got
like,
Raven working with them, I want to say, right? Is Raven helping them out?
I think that Raven might really take over the spot of Sledgehammer in the cycle.
They might. Ravens, what did they worked on some good stuff though, didn't they? Like they
Yeah, they literally made Modern Warfare. Like, I mean, they made
COD 4 remastered or Modern Warfare remastered.
And also Modern Warfare 2 remastered.
Yeah, and what happened to that? I swear they should have just taken a year off from coming out with a new COD game. They should have released Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer remastered, kept supporting Warzone and Modern Warfare 2019, and were like, hey, Treyarch's next game, it'll be coming. And even if, we've heard all these rumors that Black Ops 4 was supposed to have another Zombies Chronicles type of DLC. Maybe they could have gone back and released those zombies maps for Black Ops 4. Released Transit, Die Rise, Buried. I mean, they're going to be in Cold War. They're going to be in Cold War, probably,
Hopefully, yeah.
So, I mean, they could have gone back and released those in Black Ops 4. But I think the best option, or the option that they should have taken this year, was release Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered, keep supporting Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone, and then just giving us Black Ops Cold War next year when it was really supposed to come out. Or just take a year off in total. We don't need a Call of Duty game this year. I know next-gen consoles are coming out, but, 343 did the smart thing with Halo Infinite. They delayed it. A lot of studios are doing smart things by delaying their games. While it's unfortunate that they won't be out for the next-gen consoles, it's much better for the game and the developers and the studios, and I think money-making in general, which is what they're all about, I think it's the best business option in total.
Yeah, I mean, I get exactly what you're saying, and something else I was thinking of as well is, think about this. DICE has not made a Battlefield game in a good while. They've been kind of riding out Battlefield 5, they did Battlefront 2, all that great stuff. They've kind of been riding it out for a little bit. And it seems like, from what we've been hearing, that their new Battlefield game is going to be something special. It's going to be a back to form. It's going to be basically everything the fans want. This might be the time where Battlefield takes over what Call of Duty's been doing. For a good while, Call of Duty and Battlefield were battling it out. Call of Duty was pumping out some gains. Battlefield was not pumping out anything super great. So people started going over to Call of Duty. But if Battlefield takes their time and pumps out something great, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually going to be crazy.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. Yeah.
If they actually pump out the game they want to pump out, and if they pump out the game that fans want, because it's just little bits of hype here and there they're starting to do. I don't know if you heard about the Jack Frags thing like a month or so ago.
Yeah.
But they are really starting to stir up something. And if we're hearing some things Vietnam, we're hearing some things modern days, whatever. Basically, all we know is not going to be World War I, World War II.
Right. It's going to be a little bit more.
It's going to be a good time to have different kinds of guns and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, I think honestly, what they need to do,
and vehicles.
I think, at least for me, as like I know you're a much bigger Battlefield fan than I am. You played a lot more Battlefield than I did, but from what I played in Battlefield, my favorites were 3 and 4, 3, 4, and Hardline, which is a weird top 3.
Yeah. Well, Hardline was actually kind of different, and to be honest, I would say Hardline was more of a Call of
because
Duty
that was
game.
it was made by Visceral. Right, and then they eventually Visceral got shut down or folded into something else, right?
Well, no, it was different. It was Visceral Montreal.
Okay,
I think.
Yeah,
or am I thinking about Ubisoft? Montreal?
No, you're thinking about Ubisoft.
Montreal.
You're thinking about Ubisoft. So no, I think, but Visceral, like I don't know whatever happened to Visceral, but Visceral is
shut down.
Visceral is no more.
Something else.
Yeah, so I think honestly, if they made a game more either in the Hardline style or the Battlefield 4, or the Battlefield 3 style, those were my favorite games. They were modern shooters. They were a lot more tactical, a lot crazier than Call of Duty. And you kind of have things in Cold War that kind of remind you of Bad Company and stuff like that, with all the crazy vehicles and all that stuff. It just feels like a less polished version of Battlefield right now.
But I mean, also something else I will say though is if Battlefield goes back to that kind of form that they were doing before, where it's just, I know they're trying to do all that big old explosions combat. Oh, that's the other thing. It might also be a Bad Company 3.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's what also people are thinking of. But it's just those games, and now more than ever, they have the ability to basically make everything go boom, and they have the ability to just go crazy with what they're doing. They have the time, they have the technology, and I don't know about you, but Battlefield and Battlefield 5 and Battlefront 2 are amazing looking games.
They are.
And I mean, they're going to even do it better. Think about ray tracing, 4K.
I know it's going to, I think the next Battlefield game is going to look crazy because all those games now look crazy, It's like you showed me some Battlefield 5 gameplay recently, and I was like, oh wow, this game looks really good.
Exactly, yeah. And it just, the way that it looks, the way that it plays, I know that Battlefield 5 had a big update with their Pacific theater update.
Yeah.
And supposedly it was crazy. It was great. Not many people liked it though, because they just don't like Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 just wasn't really it. But if they go back to kind of the style of Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3-ish, and it's just, I don't know, there's some features, of course, they probably should keep from Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
But I don't think the health system should stay. I wasn't really a big fan of that. But it's just, it feels different now than how it did before. And I feel like games just in general are going to feel different. Not going to lie, I feel like games before, like Black Ops 2, Battlefield 4, those kind of felt a little clunky, but it's not bad that they feel clunky. They feel more like they have weight instead of clunk,
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like if Battlefield takes their time with this one, if DICE takes their time with this one, maybe they'll bring out, I don't know if they're freaking working on Frostbite 4 or something like that, But if they have a great looking game engine, and if they just run it exactly how they want to run it, and if it just is back to that kind of status that it was before, man, they could just blow Call of Duty out of the water. Because people would say, oh, back in the days it was just Battlefield versus COD, but COD's not really bringing it to the table anymore. Battlefield is the next big thing, and that just brings DICE and all of them just a whole bunch of money. And also, I think they're also semi-partnered with Xbox as well, so that could also bring in numbers for Xbox.
Probably. But
and
here,
also the same thing. Oh no, go ahead.
No, okay. So here, this is the thing: is the one thing that I guess we're also forgetting about is that supposedly Modern Warfare has been the most successful Call of Duty game of all time. It's sold, quote unquote, sold the most. I mean, I feel like they're incorporating Warzone downloads with game sales, but you get somebody in on a free-to-play game, they're more likely to buy microtransactions, whatever. I'm sure they've probably ended up making the most amount of money off of Modern Warfare than any other Call of Duty game in the past. And, I mean, is it a fluke because there's kind of a captive audience now? You know what I'm saying? Is everybody's at home what else are you gonna do other than play this free-to-play Call of Duty game that everybody's talking about? You know? So
Yeah,
like
exactly
is part of that, like, you know, there's this captive audience and they're playing Call of Duty. Like, you know, a lot of people that wouldn't otherwise play it, and also because it's a battle royale, and battle royale is so big now, you know? So
Right.
but I don't know what I'm trying to say, but can Call of Duty keep this up? You know what I'm saying? Is like they've set this high expectation, I guess you can say, for people. Is a lot of people love Modern Warfare, and a lot of people that weren't Call of Duty fans before this love Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
And
I mean, but
even
also
those
it
people,
comes down
and
to-
like you were saying, is now those people that love Modern Warfare are already not liking Cold War. So
Yeah. And the thing is, if their Warzone turns into like Blackout, people didn't like Blackout. If it's gonna be like Blackout, then people aren't gonna play it, you know?
yeah,
And that's the thing. If they lose this audience that they have with Warzone, they are screwed. They aren't gonna get any money, you know?
Yep.
And it's just not gonna work out well for them.
yeah,
And they're just gonna lose all their money. They're gonna fail, you know, and they're gonna be losing all their sales. And again, if Battlefield capitalizes on the opportunity, and if they come out with something bigger and better, then it's gonna be exactly what they've been waiting for, you know. And it's gonna be, and kind of, I'm not trying to push down Call of Duty or anything, but I kind of hope that it happens. I hope that game developers have something new and different, and something that is kind of back to form for how games used to be. And I feel like if you know, game devs saw, oh, they like it how it used to be, then we'll go back to how it used to be, you know?
yeah. I mean, I think
And
that's
not
a
just free to play and transaction, like microtransactions, all that kind of stuff. I know COD kind of played around with that, with the data miners and stuff, but with the Rick roll. But I mean, come on, guys.
yeah.
We just want actual games like how they used to be. Something that puts fun before they put, you know, how much money am I going to get from this?
Exactly. I mean,
You
I
know?
think.
Yeah.
Hey, what were you saying, Thomas?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, like top tier games, you know, like Call of Duty, Halo, Assassin's Creed, Gears, you know, and also Gears of War, like those top tier games.
Mhm.
Like, let's see, like they've been around for basically like a long time, probably like a decade. Well, practically like Call of
Right.
Duty, because you know how old Call of Duty is,
Oh yeah.
and like, you know, when they release all these, like, you know, these games every year, so they're kind of like draining it, like kind of like squeezing the lemon.
Oh yeah.
Squeezing
This.
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are
most
saying
definitely.
that that Rockstar has been completely milking GTA 5. Activision has been doing the exact same thing with Call of Duty for years. And I think that's kind of where we want to leave it. We've literally been talking about this for about 30 minutes now, and I think it's time to move on to the next topic. We have another guest in here to talk about our next topic, which is Marvel's Multiverse of Madness. We have our good buddy and member of another member of the Toxic Legion in here, BJ, also known as a very, very famous TikTok star with over 2.5k followers. BJ, if you are in the chat, say hello.
That was good. Good, y'all. I love the introduction. I love that.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
Oh man, that was great.
But yeah, so you are here now to talk about Marvel's Multiverse of Madness. That's what I like to call it. I know it's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and all this other stuff, but so Marvel Phase 4 is supposed to be very multiverse focused. We're supposed to be getting some live action Spider-Verse stuff, kind of, you know, Doctor Strange with the multiverse going crazy. WandaVision, Scarlet Witch is like, Eternals, Scarlet Witch is like broken the multiverse. So what are your thoughts on Marvel finally getting to the multiverse now with Phase 4?
I'm looking forward to it. I've never seen something like that happen like on the big screen before. So seeing Marvel, because Marvel knows how to make things like hit. So I know they're going to do a great job at doing that. So I'm excited to see that. And Hopefully it comes in Spider-Man. I'm trying to see all the 3 Spider-Man come together. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, of course. So
Same here.
seeing
Same
all
here.
3 of them, seeing all 3 of them in one movie, that would be groundbreaking.
Oh yeah, I mean,
all I can think of is with the new Spider-Man movies, if things happen like how people want them to happen, Tom Holland, like the final shot is going to be Tom Holland, and then Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man comes out, takes off his mask. So I'm a Peter Parker too, Uncle Ben.
yeah, no, I
know?
swear to God, I saw it on
Ugh.
I saw the video. Like I didn't even know Tom Holland said this at one point. I thought it was like a normal fan cast, but Tom Holland in an interview was like, "Oh, what if Tobey Maguire played Uncle Ben?" And I was like,
I've seen that, yeah.
like I heard about that a long time ago, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be great." But then I didn't know that Tom Holland actually said that, and I was like, mind blown.
That'll be
I
another
swear.
spoiler. Tom Holland.
That would
dropped.
be crazy.
Spoiler by Tom Holland.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Like, imagine that in theaters. Like, you know, you're having
just
Electro
seeing-
in there now, and you're having all this stuff.
Yeah, quick. Yeah, everyone's really looking forward to like Toby and Tom meeting each other, but I
Yeah,
think it'll be cool seeing Andrew Garfield in there too. I don't
exactly.
I think his movies were bad, but him as Spider-Man wasn't that bad. You know, I kind of enjoyed him being Spider-Man a little bit.
I
Even
did
though he's the worst
too.
out of the 3 of them. But
I did too. I
No,
thought
I
he was a
still wanna see
really
him in
good. I thought he was a really good Peter Parker. Honestly,
mm,
like,
I just think
yeah,
I think he got a lot of hate because he came right after Tobey Maguire. So
yeah,
if you
it's
come
hard
right
to
after
live up
someone
to
who's so
that.
great, you know, yeah.
Exactly. It's hard to live
Even
up to
when,
that. And
Even with Tom Holland, when he first got casted, I was like, man, who is this guy?
who's
But
this kid?
seeing his movies, I'm like, he's my favorite Spider-Man now. So that's
Yeah. No, I mean, you know, Tom Holland's just gonna walk down the street in Spider-Man 3, right? He's gonna bump into Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and then he's like, "Hey man, watch where you going." And then they're gonna both
My
turn around
bad,
and like,
kid.
"Oh my bad, kid."
my bad.
Oh man.
Oh my bad, kid.
But,
I didn't
what
even
other
see you
movies are
there.
guys looking forward to?
I'd say definitely
Phase 4.
Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange
Oh,
2.
yeah, I think
Doctor
that's gonna
Strange
be
and
pretty
Multiverse of
fun,
Madness.
for
I
sure.
think that is my most anticipated movie because we're supposed to have kind of that whole movie set up in WandaVision. I'm
Mhm.
very excited for that show. Supposedly it's coming out before the end of this year. Which is
That's
going to
great.
be really fun to see. I'm really into all this kind of like mystical, magical side of the MCU and all of the multiverse stuff. Multiverse is one of my favorite aspects of DC, and it was great to see them finally get to Crisis and stuff with the CW shows. And now it's Marvel's turn, and I don't want them to like be competing with this because obviously we see that with the DC movies now. They're setting up this multiverse with the Flash movie that, you know, may or may not ever happen because it's supposed to have been happening for like the last 6 years or something
Oh,
crazy.
Oh, man, that's a whole nother mess.
That's a whole
That's
nother
a whole
mess.
nother mess.
That's a whole nother mess. But we don't want to talk about DC versus Marvel. We love everybody in this chat loves both DC and Marvel equally. So
DC's better than Marvel.
no, I mean,
I don't want to start that.
Hey,
fight.
yeah.
Ezra Miller, if you're watching this, hurry up with the movie. Need it. Hurry up.
Oh,
Man, I just, you know, but anyway, I think that, you know, there are a lot of people that were saying, oh, I'm done with the MCU after Endgame or whatever. But as somebody that's been there pretty much since the beginning, you know, I almost feel like that, you know, while that was the end of the first part of the MCU, that was the end of the first chapter, like that was the end of the first book, the first episode, you know, it's like, it was a grand finale, but of
To be
course
honest,
there's going to
though,
be more.
I feel like Endgame was really the beginning. you
Exactly.
know?
That's what I'm trying
I
to,
feel
yeah.
like
Mhm.
I
That's
feel
true.
like it was the end of a story, but it really was the beginning of the complete story, you know? I feel like they're going to be able to do so much more with it now. And also with the fact that they're going to be able to do so much multiversal stuff. They're probably going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff with maybe Fantastic Four, X-Men, all that kind of stuff. This is really the defining moments of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They could do so much with this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm to be honest completely excited to see where they're going to be going. They're also going to be starting to do these TV shows with the actual actors and stuff, and it's just going to be crazy, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking
Like, this
forward
is
to. Yeah, I'm looking.
I was
forward
just
to-
going to say this is the kind of stuff I was like expecting when I was a kid. Like, this is the kind of stuff I
Yeah, it's
wanted.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Fantastic Four and X-Men movie that they're gonna be making. Growing up, I loved watching all the X-Men cartoons and movies and stuff. So, and also Fantastic Four, even though people hate on the movie, I don't know why, but I love those movies growing up.
Yeah, the OG movies were actually. I feel like the first one was the worst, but it progressively got better though.
I think the first one, the best one. Yeah, I like the first one. I don't
Really?
know why I just love it. I love it.
Wait, I feel like you both are talking about different things. X-Men or Fantastic Four. Which one are you saying? The first one.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I thought the first one was the better one. I thought the first. Okay, maybe I was a little confused. Maybe I was a little confused. I thought, okay, Fantastic Four, first one is the best one.
Yeah. Also, I feel
and
like
even X-Men, honestly, probably first one.
Yeah, probably first one.
Yeah.
But I feel like for these TV shows tie-ins with movies, I think they're actually pretty cool, you know, and I nobody's really talking about this, but supposedly, Dredd is going to have a TV show with it called English, called the Mega City 1.
Wait, what? Like Dredd, like Judge Dredd?
Yeah, like Dredd, like the Dredd movie, like the actual good Dredd movie.
Like Dredd with like Carl Urban Dredd?
Yes.
Like that's supposed to be. Wait, is that supposed to be? Like, are they adding that to the MCU?
No. Not
okay,
MCU,
okay.
In general. Like,
okay. I was like, what? I didn't know that Dredd was. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. So Dredd, it's its own separate thing. Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna basically be about a whole bunch of basically judge cadets that are gonna be going through training and everything and figuring out things about the city as they go along. And Dredd is basically just supposed to be training them. Because, I mean, it might also be a little bit weird because the first movie was kind of just about Dredd as like a younger kind of dude. You know, if you realize the criminals didn't really know who Dredd was.
Right.
You know, and it's more of like he got more respect inside, you know, in the judges really, and he like people knew him. But this could really be something really cool. Carl Urban said he'd be cool with coming on, but every once in a while, and basically just trying to fit more into the story and not just grab every viewer's attention and just be like, "Oh, I'm Judge Dredd," you know.
I think that'd be
they might even do another movie after if it's really good.
I think that would be really cool. I think Dredd was super underrated. Like when we watched that, I was like, "Oh wow, this is a really good movie. This is really good. Really good. I would love I would love a continuation of that.
Oh yeah, and Carl Urban said, "Yeah, I would get back the role." I mean, yeah, of course now he's doing The Boys, which hopefully we can talk about later.
Yeah, but I need to watch. Yeah. I'm being lazy and not watching it. Or maybe I'm not being lazy. I just have a lot to do.
I've heard that show's really good. Kind of want to watch that.
I need to watch.
Yeah, I need to watch it. Okay, Stream, you are my witness. That is my homework. I will start watching The Boys so we can finally talk about it on stream. I've been avoiding stuff on it. I know a little bit. Oh yeah. So yeah, I will watch it at some point. But back to Marvel.
Back to Marvel. Yeah.
Back to Marvel.
Sorry,
BJ, how do you want this to happen? Like we're gonna have a multiverse. But how do you want them to be introduced? Do you want it to be in like a Spider-Verse way where the multiverse is just kind of ruptured? Or do you want somebody to figure out multiversal travel? Do you want Doctor Strange to bring people in? How do you think this is going to happen, and how do you want it to happen?
I think the best way for it to happen is like Doctor Strange kind of introducing it. Because I think he's like, you know, the master behind all that kind of stuff. And he's about to be in the new Spider-Man movie, so I think that's what they're setting up for Doctor Strange to kind of just show Peter, kind of teaching Peter about the multiverse in a way.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the best way to do it. That's the way I want it to happen.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that with at least with WandaVision supposedly coming out before the end of the year, I think that's where we're going to be introduced to the idea of the multiverse and it being able, and it like kind of breaking it open, just kind of, you know, saying, hey, multiverse, this is a thing. Don't be surprised if it pops up again. Mm-hmm. And then what's the MCU slate, right? So I guess the next MCU thing we would have is, I guess, Black Widow still has to happen. And there are rumors that it could possibly be like a multiversal Black Widow, that this might not be. Yeah, they're I'm not sure how real that is, but there are crazy rumors that this could set up like a multiverse thing. I don't know. I don't believe that. I think Black Widow is its own thing. It's not connected to this new multiverse stuff. So Black Widow's going to happen. Then I think Eternals and Shang-Chi, I'm not sure how connected to the multiverse they're going to be.
Supposedly, Shang-Chi is done filming.
Oh, really?
Not sure. Wait, yeah, Shang-Chi is done filming supposedly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I heard they pushed it. They pushed Eternals back though. I think Eternals about to come out after Shang-Chi now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a big move.
I don't know how they're done filming already, but
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess that would make
filming.
I guess that would make sense, but I don't know.
Yeah, cause we don't.
I'm excited.
We don't
There's
really
a lot
know
of
too much about the. We don't know too much about the multiverse and the MCU.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we
you also
heard
got to
Peter
think.
talk about it a little bit in Far From Home,
Yeah.
and he just
What
mentioned
if-
it, but he didn't get into detail.
But-
What if what they did with like the multiverse, like with like taking the stones or whatever? What if it's fixed, but it also messed things up?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could work.
I mean, it could just be the fact that they brought him from basically like dimension to dimension, and also with Agents of Shield, they figured out how to basically. I don't know. It was two different ways because in the movies they learned how to time travel by going back to a certain point and instead taking a different path, basically. But instead I mean, that's kind of like timeline stuff, but also it goes for different dimensions because the different timelines are also kind of different dimensions. I think. I don't really know. It's kind of complicated. But basically, though, a character in the show of what's it called? Of Agents of Shield figure out how to basically hop in between those levels of time travel without having to go back to a certain point and then branching off of the timeline there. If you get what I mean. It's super complex.
Okay.
And I really don't even know what I'm really saying. But basically, though, there's two different ways of time travel now, and they're probably not even going to really worry about the time travel aspect because this is probably supposed to be more dimension kind of hopping. So yeah, probably just Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange doing some magic.
Oh yeah, and also can't forget that Sam Raimi right now is signed on to direct Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, who was the director of all three original Spider-Man films. So, there you go. There you go. The GOAT. Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, there's not too much to talk about as far as that goes. Just a lot of speculation and a lot to get excited for.
Right.
Final thoughts on this, though, before we move on to the next topic. So, we kind of said almost everything, but just what are you most excited for from this?
I'm excited about Spider-Man, Thor, just the whole.
Oh yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder. I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
You're right. Anyway, continue. But yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I used to not really like Thor until like Ragnarok, and then I was like, Thor's kind of tough.
Yeah, Ragnarok was great. Ragnarok was
Thor now,
great.
so
Yeah,
definitely one of my favorite Avengers. So looking forward to that. The whole Phase 4 and Phase 5. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. Alrighty. I mean, that's about that on Marvel. Thank you, BJ, for coming on to talk some Marvel with us.
Actually, before we go off of this, but speaking of Marvel,
okay,
Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh yeah. That counts too. That counts too. I completely forgot about that. I've been kind of trying to avoid a lot of stuff because I know I'm not getting a PS5 at launch, and I just I kind of want to go into the game fresh. But yeah,
I've seen a bit of gameplay. I've seen a bit of what it looks like. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
They're actually going to be doing. Yeah, I'm excited too, and I think they're going to be doing some really cool stuff with it. And I'm excited to really see what they're going to be doing with it. It looks a lot like the normal Spider-Man, but I like that Miles Morales, of course, because he has different powers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
a little bit different. And I mean, also he has a whole different personality, and he's kind of like a newer Spider-Man, of course. And Spider-Man is still alive in this universe so far, hopefully for a good time. Hopefully he doesn't die anytime
Well, yeah,
soon,
no,
but
this is supposed to just be
anyway.
kind of like a filler game in between Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. So I
Yeah,
wonder,
yeah.
actually, what if the true Spider-Man sequel, imagine that's a co-op game with both Peter and Miles.
It wouldn't be co-op, but
But
there
like a
might be
game that
some
you
co-op
could, no,
elements.
like co-op elements, like almost like,
Ghost of Tsushima.
no, like maybe like
But
the
no,
Arkham.
but I mean, think about that though.
No, I'm saying like
Think
maybe
about
like the
with Ghost
Arkham
of
games.
Tsushima.
I'm saying like the Arkham games, you know how like there were different missions, like, you know, there were Nightwing missions, there were, you know, the DLCs had like Batgirl missions and stuff like that.
But
But
that's DLC. I'm talking.
no,
about,
I'm saying like
they're
in,
basically.
I don't know, like in main campaign. I don't know. I'm just.
You mean like where you can like switch back and forth between them?
Yeah, basically, or like
Possibly.
or like Arkham. What was it? Arkham City, right? Where you could switch between. There were a lot of Catwoman missions, and there like half the game was Catwoman missions, half the game was Batman missions, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could have like, you know,
That's
half
not
the
at
game
all
is.
what that was,
I
but
don't know.
sure.
It was like partially. I don't know. I haven't played it in a while.
There was only like few points where you actually had to play as different characters, and it was only for certain reasons. And I mean, in the campaign, I think well, not campaign, but the main story, you only played as like Catwoman. I think as a secondary character. And that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. Is like some missions
Yeah, I
will
know
be
what you're
Peter
saying.
missions, some missions will be Miles missions. That's what I'm thinking, at least.
Yeah, but I mean, another thing that could be cool is if as I was saying before, but like Ghost of Tsushima, how they have the side like end game content where it's, well, not exactly end game, but they have like the second part of the story where it's legends, like legends of like the Ghost of Tsushima legends, right?
Yeah.
What if there was like side stories like, oh, you know, Spider-Man and Miles were just like fighting like a gang or something, you know, just like simple missions where you get to like beat dudes up basically as Miles and also Peter.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just like maybe it could give you like 5 missions or something, nothing too crazy, you know, and let you like get like different suits or something, maybe have like a wave based kind of thing,
That'd be interesting.
and then just be done, you know, because that's how Ghost of Tsushima is. It has like a few story missions, quote unquote, and it's not the best put together story for, you know, a game, but they basically just took all the assets that they had from the normal game and then just said, okay, go ahead and let's put that into a multiplayer game. Because I mean, the thing is, people just wanted to play multiplayer of the game. They just want to have fun, you know. And I think that it wouldn't be something that would be super story focused, and it would just be like a simple mission where like, oh, you know, the first mission they're trying to like take down you know,
Yeah.
a guy selling drugs in the street, and then like a whole bunch of dudes come out and you have to beat the crap out of them. And then like the last mission is you take down like, you know, I don't know, like a boss or something, like, you know, Kingpin. I mean, I don't know if he's selling drugs. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying. And then like the other ones could just be, you know, just survive as long as you can, you know.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Fun.
But yeah, enough rambling. We gotta let you get out of here, BJ. Any
Yeah.
final thoughts? Thank you
It's
for
been,
coming on.
It's been great.
It has
great.
been
First time
wonderful
on
to have you
stream.
here. Yeah.
First time on stream. You know, hopefully I did a good job.
Oh yeah, no, you were great. You
No,
were
you're
great.
fine, man. You're fine.
You'll definitely, if you want to, you're always welcome to hop back in and spread some knowledge. And anything to plug before you go?
Oh yeah, follow me on TikTok, gday26, and follow me on Instagram, b.coker_.
You might want to drop that in the chat as well.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can.
yeah,
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 drop it
we'll
in.
do
Yeah,
that.
drop it in chat.
For sure.
Drop it in chat, and
On the way to 100K. Almost there. Almost there.
aren't we all?
But
Oh yeah.
almost there. But it was great. So I'm gonna catch y'all later.
Alrighty,
All
catch you
right.
later, man.
Have a good day, man.
That's on you too.
Peace. That was great.
All right.
That was great.
That was great.
That was great. Thank you.
I don't
Thomas, you're
but-
still here.
I don't watch Marvel, like, you know, I don't know Marvel and all that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, here.
Well, maybe
Okay,
move
how about
over to
this?
something that
Let's
you
move into
do.
something that I know you really enjoy. Let's talk about Mando. Mando season 2. It's coming out. It's coming out next week. Mando and Baby Yoda will be back. What are you thinking?
Man, when I saw that trailer, man, it took like a whole 10, like it was like 10 or 9 months. Man, during COVID and all
Yeah.
that, I was hyped. I'm hyped right now. We got like 6 days. 6 days until
Yeah.
first episode, October 30th. I'm ready for all the Baby Yoda memes. That's what I'm at.
Yeah.
But also with the follow up from the last episode from that last scene, very interested on what's going to happen.
Yeah, I am too. I'm super excited for this. Like, okay. So the Monday Night Football trailer was just a rehash of the first trailer. Didn't show us much new stuff, but I have a feeling that was because there's so much in this season that could possibly spoil stuff. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot here, especially with, Moff Gideon and the Darksaber. Supposedly we're going to be getting, Boba Fett, Bo-Katan, Ahsoka, Sabine, possibly Ezra, probably not, because there were rumors that Raul Kohli, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm sorry, he's amazing, but Ravi from iZombie, and he also has a new show. What is it? The Haunting of Bly Manor that I really need to watch. But
Same.
He teased that he was gonna be Ezra / wanted to be Ezra, and then just being the absolute amazing troll on the internet that he is, he just kind of went with it and was like, "Yeah, I'm Ezra," but like he's not. So, and then he eventually and then it kind of got out of hand. And then he was on. What was it? He was on like a stream / podcasty thing with Star Wars Explained. And then he was like, yeah, I was just messing with people. Like, it kind of got out of hand. He was like, yeah, I'd love to play Ezra, but I've not been in contact with anybody from Lucasfilm or anything like that. So if anybody is still thinking that he is going to be Ezra in season 2 of the Mando,
he's not.
If Ezra is in there, it's not going to be played by him. But I feel like if Ezra is not in this season and he still needs to be cast, 100% it should be Raul for sure. Like, I think he could do a great job with that character.
I mean, shoot, he even played Scarecrow.
Oh yeah, he voices Scarecrow in the Harley Quinn animated series.
Harley Quinn series. Another
show I need to watch. Yeah, another show I need to watch.
2 seasons behind. Same with The Boys, man.
Yeah, I got a lot of TV to watch.
Now.
I've also got to watch Swamp Thing.
Yeah, that's another season.
Because there's rumors that the CW wants to pick that up. So I don't even know, man. There's a lot of TV I got to watch. But the TV I'm most excited for right now is Mando.
Yeah, I think Mando's gonna be great.
Yeah, they made the trailer short and to the point.
Yeah, short and sweet just to hype us up.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. Plus, the Mando is the Mando. The Mando season 1, that was awesome. Season 2, gonna be better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of hope that they don't go too crazy with it, because sometimes some shows that get picked up, and I don't think that, either Dave Filoni or
the director,
of course, I was about to say Kevin Feige. Oh my god, I forgot his name.
What?
What is his name?
Jon Favreau?
Yeah, Jon Favreau. I don't think that Jon Favreau is going to let this get to him, though. I mean, I think that he knows how to make good content. And I think that this is just going to be another thing for him. And I think that's just going to be great. And also Dave Filoni is going to be coming in, so it's going to be great. I think that, we've already done all of our speculation and everything for it, but I think that more than ever, we can really just see in what we have 6 days, basically.
Yeah, 30th,
5
right
days.
before Halloween, which
Yep.
is a Friday, that Friday.
I thought it was Saturday.
Nah, it's the 30th, not the 31st.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about Halloween.
Well, Halloween is the 31st. Yeah, Friday's the 30th.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, though. I was saying, I thought the 31st was a Saturday. Speaking of that, are we still going to be possibly... Well, we're still on stream right now.
Yeah, we are still on stream right now.
Are we possibly going to be able to do a 31st Halloween stream?
A Halloween stream playing Call of Duty Zombies.
While in costume.
While in costume. I can't promise the costume portion, for me at least, but I would love to stream. I'm not sure if it'll be here on YouTube or if it will be over on Twitch, twitch.tv/ToxicTazz. But, We'll keep you guys updated as we get closer. I mean, I still do want to do a Legion Lounge again next weekend, talking about Mando specifically. And Thomas, you're more than welcome to come back on and talk Mando. I know, obviously.
Oh, man. You said next weekend?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna be in the field that weekend. Be in the woods.
Well, I mean, we'll try to talk about Mando every weekend now, or every stream, because we stream either Saturday, Sunday. Show comes out Friday, so we'll try to talk about that week's episode on stream every time. So whenever you're in, just obviously you can come talk about Mando. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm really excited. I had a couple of things written down here. I'm not sure if they really matter as far as Mando stuff. Monday Night Football trailer.
I heard something about Boba Fett.
Okay, yeah. So okay, so there is a character in the comics, or in the Star Wars comics, named Cobb Vanth, who finds Boba Fett's armor, goes around, pretends to be like this lawman. He's like, yeah, I got Boba Fett's armor. I'm so cool. I'm Boba Fett. I'm so cool. And then so Tamora Morrison is supposed to come back as Boba Fett. He played Jango Fett in the original, or in the prequel trilogy. So he's supposed to come back as Boba Fett. And all the clones, yeah. So he's supposed to come back as Boba Fett. That'd be awesome. To kind of, he'll take his armor back from Cobb Vanth. And my thought around this is it's
bare hands.
And my thought around this is it's probably going to be Mando ends up teaming up with him, like maybe kind of like they like maybe like an enemy of my enemy thing. I'm not sure, like, Mando and Boba Fett would be on the same page for a lot of things, because I feel like Boba Fett's a little bit more of a loose cannon than Mando. But I feel like their goals will align at least at one point or another.
Maybe, or the other thing is Mando might just be completely against them, seeing how the Fets are kind of fake Mandalorians.
That is true too.
And everything. In canon, they were supposed to basically just be a bunch of fakies.
That's true.
And they're not supposed to be full-on Mandalorians, and they're just basically just supposed to take in their armor and just claim to be Mandalorians, or come from the planet but not really. And yeah, I don't know. It's a long story, but basically, though, they're not really Mandalorians, and they kind of take the title because they want to. I don't know. It's super weird. And then also, they have like the training of the Mandalorians, but not really. And it's so complex. And I feel like they could have just kept with like the same story that they had before, where basically, Jango was just this, just baller who like killed Jedi for like a living, and basically was just all that and a bag of chips. And he was just nasty. But now there's kind of like, he's kind of like a Mandalorian, kind of not.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I kind of think... Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Thomas, what were you saying? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I feel like we've cut you off a lot. We shall see.
We shall see.
Yeah, either I feel like there's going to be a serious conflict in between them, because he's going to be like, oh, I know who you are. You're just a clown. Fight a real Mandalorian who he's not even a real Mandalorian, because he's just, a kid that got picked up by the Mandalorians. He's not a Mandalorian by blood either.
Yeah.
Or they might find that kind of connection in the sense of, wow, I wasn't really a Mandalorian too either.
Yeah.
Or he might not even know who he is, and Boba might just play him, and that's the other thing that I think could really happen. Is he's like, oh, another Mandalorian. I've been looking for you guys.
That's
he's like,
true.
Oh, yeah,
that's
I
true.
know,
That's true.
I know where the other Mandalorians are. Or Cobb Vanth might be like, oh, I'm a Mandalorian too. It's like, oh, are you really? And he's like, yeah. And he just learns that he's a fake guy too.
But are you really? Are you really a Mando?
I don't know.
But here, also the other thought around this too is that, Din Djarin is a foundling, so he's not a blood Mandalorian either.
No.
So maybe what's gonna happen is that, Boba could also show Din that there's more to life than just, oh, Mandalorian, this is the way, wear your helmet all the time, never take it off, straight and narrow, like, I feel like that could also be the other thing. And I feel like you know, especially now that Mando has Baby Yoda, I feel like he could be a little bit more, I don't want to say laid back, but maybe by coming in contact with more Mandalorians, like, you know, we know Sabine never did the whole, you know, this is the way, wear your helmet all the time thing either. So
actually, I like where you're talking with that.
So you know what I'm saying? Is like he
kind of meets different Mandalorians, and he kind of gets a different kind of idea of what it really means to be a Mandalorian.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
You know?
It's like, you know, just kind of like the classic, like in this season, you know, Baby Yoda's in the first season, Baby Yoda's gonna teach him how to love. In season 2, now he's gonna, you know, find all these other Mandalorians, and that they're gonna teach him what it really means to be a Mandalorian, and it's not all about, you know, hunting bounties and you know, wearing your helmet all the time. So
I mean, Mandalorians didn't really hunt bounties.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a thing that they just kind of did.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, because they're just like, let's kill all the Jedi.
Yeah, but I mean,
they got on that train before.
But I mean, if it's the real world and you were a Mandalorian, for sure, wear your helmet all the time, 100%.
Wear your mask.
Yeah, wear your mask all the time. Wear your mask. Wear your helmet.
I think, you know, what else I will say about that is it would kind of be cool to see the Mando learn more about what it means to be a Mandalorian by people that, I mean, here's the thing. How much do we really know about those Mandalorians that he was with? That, I mean, how true Mandalorian are they?
Right.
You know, because Boba was around during a time where, I mean, Mandalorians were more in full, you know, effect. And he knew a Mandalorian himself. He knew Jango. Jango probably told him a whole bunch of stories. He probably knew a whole bunch. Sabine was literally a big part of the house. She literally was kind of in control of them for like 5 seconds. And then also meeting Bo-Katan, she literally was in control of them.
Exactly.
She knew all of them. She, you know, her sister was literally Duchess Satine, you know? She
yeah,
knows
so if Din meets all these different Mandos, he'll meet Boba Fett, who is not really a Mandalorian, but like kind of goes around, touts his Mandalorian armor, pretends to be a Mando, but definitely does not follow the Mandalorian creed whatsoever. He obviously already knows the armorer, very strict, like this is the way, you know, the Mandalorian way is the only way type of thing. Then he'll meet Sabine, somebody who, you know, fought with the rebellion during the original trilogy, and, you know, obviously never really, I guess, I mean, in Rebels, she kind of turned away a little bit from that Mandalorian heritage.
Rebel.
Right, she kind of, no, but you know what I'm saying, is like she kind of shied away from her Mandalorian past for a while until we got to the later seasons with the Darksaber, and when she met Bo-Katan.
I mean, that was mainly because of her mom, though.
Right. But then later seasons, she met Bo-Katan, who again is going to be in this season of The Mandalorian, supposedly, who at one point was in possession of the Darksaber that is now in Moff Gideon's possession. And the other thing too is Moff Gideon a Mandalorian? Does he have some sort of right to the Darksaber, or did he just fight Bo-Katan, win, and take the saber?
He really could. I mean, also, here's the other thing I have a question about, is possibly the Mandalorian group that Mando was with, could they just possibly be kind of like this, like, more or less like radical kind of group, you know? In the sense of, do you ever see Bo-Katan, any, you know, what's it called? Any Death Watch members or anything? Do you see them ever having a problem with taking off their helmet?
Well, that's the thing. That's the weird
never heard
thing.
This is the way or anything like that. Are they just like kind of like these radicals that went off on their own, and he's kind of picked up by them, and you know, all this stuff, and they were just like, oh, you know, yada yada, and they basically fed all this information to him. And what if he learns that all this stuff that they told him isn't really true?
Yeah,
I mean, of course, some of it is true. And, you know, the armorer, or whatever her name is, you know, she was telling him some great information, but also at the same exact time, it's just like some of the stuff that she was telling him, like, you know, you can never take off your helmet. And you can never do
it's
this,
also a little weird too, right? Is like the way, exactly. And like, obviously there are obvious reasons this was just created for the Mandalorian TV show. They got to explain it in that way. But also all of this, you know, wear your helmet, this is the way, Mandalorians, this, that, and the other, whatever. And then, you know, the armorer talking about like, oh, ancient order of sorcerers called Jedi and all this stuff. And it's like, that wasn't that long ago. That was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, you guys literally survived through the Clone Wars.
That was like
kind of know what the Jedi
right. That was
are,
like 30 years ago. You literally in like in their lifetime, if you're like the age of somebody like Bo-Katan, like you were there, you fought in the Clone Wars, like most of them, and you would assume the armorer was probably around at that time, right?
Does nobody know about like Darth Vader, or does nobody know about Luke Skywalker?
Right. Well, that's the thing. I mean,
like 6 years ago, and
I know. Yeah, exactly. And that's also the thing. But also, I think it almost makes the galaxy seem larger, right? Unless you were there, right? Unless you lived on like during the prequel trilogy, unless you lived on like Coruscant or something, or you were on like part of the Empire or Rebellion. If you were on some of these like outer rim planets, then maybe this wasn't common knowledge, right? Is like obviously the Star Wars galaxy is much larger than the today's galaxy, right? Or today's galaxy, today's world. You know what I'm saying? Star Wars galaxy is larger. Galaxy. Yeah, today's galaxy. Star Wars is much larger than planet Earth, right? You're hard pressed to find somebody nowadays that doesn't know about, like, I don't know, medieval knights, right? That's kind of what Jedi are. And that happened hundreds of years ago. But Jedi were like 30 years ago. So that's like somebody saying, I didn't know there were soldiers in World War II. Yeah,
basically.
Like that's pretty much what they're saying at that point, is like when you don't know Jedi, you're like, well, that's
I didn't know tanks were used in World War II.
Yeah, like I don't know. That's just me. I think it's going to be interesting to see this, right? Because I feel like at least Din Djarin, he had a very sheltered upbringing and a very like Mando focused
you gotta
upbringing.
Kind of think about this. Everybody else besides Mando is like the only one that actually was able to kind of leave the area that he used to be in. And also you have to think, where exactly does all this fit into? Because you have to think, Mando used to work with like that little like ragtag group, the group that in that one episode where they were in like the prisoner transport, and they met the guy that voices Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars and
stuff. Then also what was his name, like Bill Burr was in it and stuff.
But it's just like, how has he never heard of Jedi or anybody that's Force sensitive for that?
Yeah, matter? Like it's gonna be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they work around it.
And also, on top of that, think about this. There's Inquisitors running around. There is Ahsoka and Anakin. I'm not Anakin. Ahsoka and Ezra and Kanan running around with these lightsabers and everything.
Right.
And there's probably a few other people running around still alive. And you're telling me that in his part of the galaxy, and them going around and robbing and killing and looting a whole bunch of people and doing a whole bunch of bounties, that he has never heard once in his life about anybody that's Force sensitive.
Yeah, I don't know.
When he saw Baby Yoda do what Baby Yoda did, he was just kind of like,
exactly.
Whoa.
He was like, "Whoa,
like,
I've never seen this before.
I've never heard of that before in my life."
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a load of this guy.
The magic tactic.
Baby, do the magic hand thing.
And now you're also trying to tell me that anybody else there has never heard of anything like that before in their lives? I'm really just questioning, where exactly does all this stuff come from? And also, is he going to meet one of his Mandalorian buddies that, like, threw their helmets away and they're like, "Oh, I'm done. Goodbye." Because they all just kind of left, or did they die? One or the other.
I think a lot of them died. A lot of them died, I think. I don't know. But yeah, it's gonna be
too long about.
I don't know.
This.
We've talked about Mando for a while, but I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. I guess that's all we can really say, is I'm excited for season 2. I've been super excited for season 2. I think they want to start filming season 3 before the end of the year, which is great. And yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. You guys got anything to wrap up with that? Or if not, then we will move on to kind of the next and probably final topic.
DCTV shows?
Yes, sir. And then maybe a little bit of Halo, if you want.
Hillary?
Maybe a little bit of Halo.
Depends on what we're looking at here.
All right, so DCTV stuff. So let's go kind of rapid fire on this. So big thing, I did make a video on this, but we are supposed to be getting the introduction of the Ryan Wilder character into the comics next week with Batgirl number 50, before she ends up showing up in Batwoman in season 2, obviously as the new lead. So like I said, I made a video about this. DC Comics made an announcement saying, hey, Ryan Wilder, this character, you know, she's going to be the new lead of Batwoman. We're going to introduce her in the comics within this Batgirl issue in Batgirl number 50. The comic comes out on Tuesday. We had a couple of teaser pages, panels, whatever you want to call them. Those were released just showing a short interaction between Ryan and Barbara. It seems like they have a bit of a past in the comics. I'm not sure if that's going to carry over into the series. I don't really see them bringing Barbara Gordon into Batwoman at any point because I feel like they kind of want to make...
She might not even exist in the universe.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure if she exists in the universe. I know that they're using Barbara Gordon on Titans, so I'm not sure that if they would bring her... Yeah, she's supposed to be on Titans this season as well. I think as Oracle though. So. No, actually, technically, I guess Barbara does exist in the Arrowverse. Because remember when Arrow season 4, Oliver was like, "Oh, I was gonna go with Overwatch, or not Overwatch. I was gonna go with Oracle, but it was taken. So Felicity, your name is Overwatch now." So yeah, I mean, like, but that was like kind of like a throwaway Easter egg, though. I don't know.
How is he like Batman doesn't exist and then says Oracle? Like what?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
How do you tell me that Batman does not exist? And then no, he said that after though. He said that Batman does not exist after. He said I'm the first vigilante.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They're like Arrowverse is not great with continuity sometimes. Like also they also did say that back in Flash season 1 that Ralph Dibny died in the particle accelerator explosion. So yeah. I guess I guess the show kind of wishes they kept them dead.
I don't.
Yeah. Anyway,
interesting character.
Yeah, interesting fellow. But anyway, what do you think about them bringing Ryan Wilder into the comics before we get to see her on screen?
I think that's a little weird. I know that my man Diggle had to wait a few seasons before he got his own self in the
that's
comic.
true. That's true.
But, dang, my man's Diggle. I can't wait to see him again.
Yeah,
Diggle.
Diggle. I hope he comes back. Green Lantern Diggle, please and thank you.
One of three. I think I've already told you about this before, but if people don't like her, you know, especially in the show, then there's going to be no purpose of having her in the comics. And if she's different in the comics than she is in the TV show, then it's just going to be like, well, why didn't they have her like this in the TV show?
Yeah. So it creates weird stuff, right? I see exactly what you're saying.
The other thing is, you know, if she's kind of like lukewarm reception, then people won't really care too much, you know, and they'll just be like, oh, okay, whatever, you know. And it's going to basically be like how Kate Kane was, you know, some people liked her, some people hated her, some people just didn't really care. You know, that's what I'm really thinking. And then if people like her, then there's no problem with it, you know. Right. But I would just really say that it'd be better to wait it out a little bit. And wait to
so here, okay, yeah, I agree with you. So
investing so much into them.
Yeah, so we discussed this a little bit earlier, before we streamed and everything, and I still think that this kind of holds true, right? So they created the Ryan Wilder character to come in, take up for Kate Kane, come in and be this new Batwoman. She seems like she has a lot more of like kind of a more outgoing personality, I guess you could say. She seems to be a lot more, from what we've seen, like with descriptions and stuff like that, she seems to have, I guess you could say, just a lot more of a personality than Kate Kane had. Kate was a little bit more stoic, I guess you could say.
She's got all that mojo.
Yeah, she seems like she's going to be, Ryan seems like she's going to be a fun character that has a bit of an edge to her, which, you know, I think is going to be great for the show. I think she's going to I think Javicia is going to do a great job as that character. Like, she seems really excited to play the character from everything that we've seen from set pictures and stuff on set. It seems like that's going to go over great. But
Hopefully.
they made the character specifically for the show because it was not a comic book character. Ryan Wilder did not exist in DC Comics canon. They were like, okay, we're going to make this new character for the show. She's going to be Batwoman, so she's not beholden to anything from the comics. They have complete free range on everything that they can do with the character. Now, why is DC going and putting this character in the comics before the show even airs?
Yeah, I mean, again, I told you this earlier as well, but of course nobody else here heard about it. But I was
unless you somehow did, which is creepy.
Be a little bit weird. You're listening in. No. We're always on Legion Lounge 24/7.
Yeah, Legion Lounge is just a 24/7 stream.
Like.
How do people do 20 like music super off topic, but how music channels have like 24/7 live streams of just music? How do they do that? How do you do that?
No, it's not hard to have a playlist.
No, but like, how do you stream constantly? Like, do you have like a dedicated computer that just like all it does is stream like chill lo-fi beats?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, like the lo-fi girl.
Yeah, like how do you stream that for forever?
Have you seen that TikTok where it's her and then she like because people like, oh, it's like kind of creepy that basically you just like watch her on like these lo-fi beats for like 24/7. And it was like this little like, I guess, meme, kind of like dark meme kind of thing where she like looked at the camera and was like, guys, help me, like they stuck me in here forever and I need to get out or something. And then it just went back to normal. I was like, if they actually did that on the actual stream,
that would be creepy. People would be like, oh, they should do that for like a Halloween thing. Like, that'd be creepy. It's just like, it's just like, lo-fi, just like, chilling on the computer, whatever.
Real?
And then it's just like turns to the camera and it's like, help me.
I've been stuck in here since like 2015.
The stream has been going on for too long.
You don't want to leave out. It's 2020. Just wait till next year. Your year's next year.
Help, I've been stuck in a stream forever.
Yeah, basically, just listen to these lo-fi beats.
Yeah. Anyway.
But basically, yeah.
Yeah,
but I mean, I feel like this can go one of two ways. It could be done for one of two reasons. Either one, they want to control the character and they want to basically have them be like, okay, well, we made the character first, basically. We had the first, character put out there on the actual, I guess not exactly screen, but actually put the character out there first. So you have to basically follow how we put up the character. Or it's just going to cause big complications because people probably will like one version of the character better than the other version.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been much better to just introduce her on the show, and if she is received well on the show, put her in the comics and make her like she is on the show in the comics. But now people are going to have these preconceived notions of how the character is in the comics, and if maybe people really like the version that's in the comics and that maybe isn't quite reflected as much as they would like in the TV show, then they're automatically going to get people that are upset at the TV show, and then you're also going to have people that really like the TV show interpretation and think the comic interpretation is just like a cheap cash grab. And it's like, you're not going to win either way here by putting the character in the comics before the show comes out. So you kind of have swayed me on this. Like when I made my video, I was like, oh, this is cool. They're putting her in the comics. They're giving you a taste of what this character is going to be like when she appears on screen. But now I'm worried that if these characters don't line up almost exactly, then you're going to get a lot of backlash. Like, personally, unless they told them how the character is supposed to be. Right.
Unless they worked with them and they were like, hey, this is how we're going to have the character be. Have your character like this as well.
Yeah, so unless
they do that.
Yeah, and I mean, also they have no bearing on one or the other. I don't think that this is like Ryan Wilder's origin in the comics, and the show is going to go off of what is happening in this comic. I think it's literally just a cool little thing, and it could also be nothing more than that cameo that we saw was literally just Barbara Gordon running into her on the street saying, "Hey, I know you. You're Ryan Wilder," and she's like, "Yeah." Like, it could be nothing more than that. It could be nothing more than that, and that's that, and it's just a cool little nod, and it's like, hey, you like this character of Ryan Wilder, go watch Batwoman. I'd be okay with that. But if they start, making stories with her in the comics before we really get to know her on the show, I feel like it could possibly be detrimental. And I hope it's not. I'm very excited. I think that Batwoman Season 2 has a lot of potential, and I think the Ryan Wilder character has a lot of potential as well. And I'm excited to see how it plays out. But I'm kind of worried now with the comic.
Yeah,
bit.
I'm not trying to get anybody worried or anything, it's a possibility, but this is the possibility that happens with anything. At least when going back to Diggle, at least with Diggle, they knew who the character was, the character had development, and they knew how to put the character in the comics, But, I mean, again, anything can happen now. It's just, we gotta hope for the best, and we gotta see where it's gonna go, And I hope for the best, and I hope that everything works out, but again, we'll just have to see,
Yeah. Yep. But anyway, moving on from Batwoman, moving on. I don't want to like sound like, oh, I'm upset that the character's in the comic. That it's the exact opposite. I'm excited. I hope that she is done well in the comics. I'm excited to see this. I haven't, purchased any of the other Batgirl comics in this series. I know it's coming off of Joker War, I'm pretty sure. But if it's, I'll wait and see how it is, see what people say online. But if there's some good stuff in there, sure, I'll buy the comic because it's kind of a historic thing. It's like, oh, this is a brand new character, and it's their first appearance. Sure, I think that's really cool, and I'm mostly excited just to see Ryan Wilder on this show. But yeah, that's kind of where that's the main thing. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm gonna leave that. Continuing on with DCTV stuff. Something that just happened actually before we started streaming, and I guess it's not super recent at this point anymore because we've been streaming for almost an hour and a half, and we should definitely wrap up soon. But something that was teased over on Instagram is that we're supposedly getting a reveal for the Red Hood suit in Titans on Monday. So we're going to be able to see Jason Todd's Red Hood suit on Monday. I'm excited for this. The actor has been hyping it up quite a bit, and I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I want Titan.
Next stream, though.
Yeah, I want to talk about it next stream. I'll probably, if you guys, you'll probably see it on the channel once it drops, because that's kind of my bread and butter, suit videos. I love doing them. But yeah, so I'll cover it on the channel, and we'll cover it on Legion Lounge next week. And there's not much to say other than I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Final DC thing that we can talk about. Let's just do it briefly. Because again, I could literally go down a rabbit hole and talk about this and talk about kind of how upset I am about this for a while. But supposedly Snyder Cut reshoots, they're literally bringing everybody back, and everybody that wasn't in the original Justice League is going to be in the Snyder Cut. So Zack Snyder is patching the original Justice League movie, or patching his Snyder Cut of the movie, and basically making an entirely new movie. So for anybody who thought the Snyder Cut existed and just needed to be polished a little bit, it seems like now they're literally making a completely different movie, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Here's the thing, though. I have no problem with it, and it's because of the fact that maybe the reason as to why they're doing this is because maybe he's been able to sit and marinate with it for like a little bit and realize maybe that wasn't a good idea on like some of the things that he's done before. He's had years basically to think about this movie. And I think that he's actually going to be able to produce something great. To be honest, though, even if it's not great, I'm glad to see something different. Something different than what we've seen before. And to be honest, I'm not really mad by it. I'm kind of more excited than anything because this could actually help revive the whole show itself. Not the show, the whole movie, series that they have going on right now, if it's done right. you know, and I don't really care that, oh yeah, they're basically redoing the whole thing, but to be honest, from the start, it probably should have been done that way, you know, and there's a lot of things that have been missing from it that we were really hoping for. I mean, I don't know about you, but I was really hoping for some things in the actual movie, but it just never happened. And I'm more excited now because I feel like it's actually going to be something that we've been looking forward to, you know. And again, it's something that if it's done right, then there's going to be no problem. But if there's something that's done wrong, you know, then it's just a flop, and it just shows people that it's not something they want to do. You know, it's not something that they should do. But if it's actually something that works out, other movies might do this, you know, and there might be re-releases and redones of certain movies and stuff. And
yeah, so I mean, overall, I think it's great that Zack Snyder is finally getting the chance to go back and make the movie that he wanted to in the first place. I think it's great that a director's original vision will be realized. It's not going to be a movie, but a 4-part series on HBO Max. I think that that's an interesting way to release it. You'll probably be able to watch it all as one thing once everything releases, but who really wants to sit there for 4 hours and watch a 4-hour movie? Probably not me. Probably maybe me. Probably not. I probably don't have that long of an attention span at this point anymore. But you know, I'm excited to see the finished product. I think that you know, I think it's got a lot riding on it. There were so many people that were campaigning for, oh, release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. You're getting not. There was no Snyder Cut. I think that we can all agree that there was no Snyder Cut. This is Zack Snyder's Justice League, and that's why they're calling it Zack Snyder's Justice League, not the Snyder Cut, because the Snyder Cut did not exist. There was no finished Snyder Cut. Everybody that says that they saw the Snyder Cut saw like an unfinished version of Zack's vision. So it's a different movie that's going to still be in the same vein of what he has been saying of, like, you know, what he wanted. So I'm excited to see how it all plays out, but I also am worried that if it's not good, then there's going to be a lot of drama.
Yeah. But I mean, again, it's just something that we're going to have to wait around and see, and we're just going to have to put faith, you know, put some big old faith into, you know, Zack Snyder and the people behind the project. And I mean, I think this is something he's really wanted to do for a while. And I have some faith that I think that he's going to really do some great stuff with it.
Yeah, I do.
And it's just, we just got to wait around and see, you know?
Yeah. I all I'm going to say is I hope it's good. I really do. I hope it's good. And I'm not super into following news for this thing because I'm like, it doesn't really matter. Whatever happens, and I'll see it when I see it. And I'm excited to see it. I'll probably review it on the channel. We'll probably talk about it on Legion Lounge. But until it happens, you know, I'm just kind of going to let it be what it is. But one last DC thing that I wanted to talk about before we wrap up the stream. And then I'll mention maybe a little Halo.
We're coming up on an hour 30 anyway.
Yeah, I want to end it like right here. We're kind of at an hour 30. So just quick rapid fire things. So last thing, a Static Shock movie, or a static movie. Not Static Shocks. Static movie in the works with Michael B. Jordan to produce or direct?
I think both.
Maybe producing, directing, both one of them. I don't know. Michael B. Jordan is tied to this Static movie. I think it's, you know, past time for Static to be introduced into the live action field of DC. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for this. This was something that we knew a Static project was in the works back from Fandom, and I wasn't expecting Michael B. Jordan to be tied to it, but I'm excited that he is. And if I'm not mistaken, I think earlier today it just came out that he was that he's going to be making his directorial debut, or directorial, however you say it. He's going to direct his first movie with Creed 3. So I guess that could kind of give us a little bit of an idea as to what his Static film is going to look like. But not not much to really say about it other than I'm excited. I'm glad that we're finally getting a static movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I guess that means we're not gonna see. I guess that means we're not gonna see static on Black Lightning anytime soon.
Nah, probably not.
Unfortunately, but you know, who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
I think Black Lightning's got his own stuff going on.
Yeah,
though.
he's got his own problems to
He's
worry
got his
about.
daughters.
Yeah.
They probably aren't going to do that in the movies, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So they don't need static on the show, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm excited that he's going to be in the movies. I think that's a great character to introduce, and I'm excited for that. But yeah, final wrap up thoughts. Anything you wanted to add here at the end? Anything you wanted to plug here at the end?
Nothing really. I think that's about it from us, really.
Thomas, you got anything to say if you're still in here?
No, not really. This was the stream, like the podcast, the live stream.
Yes,
was
sir.
Pretty good, informative, detailed. And it was a fun talk. You know,
Well, thank you.
happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. So everybody watching the stream live, thank you guys for watching. Anybody watching it on playback, thank you for coming back and watching through it. If you guys were here at the beginning of the night, obviously we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we got it all sorted out. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the stream. If you missed any of it, it will be available on the channel for playback after it is done processing on YouTube. I got nothing else to plug other than, you know, go follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ToxicTazz. If you want to see me play some games from time to time, we'll try to be back with another Legion Lounge next weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, actually, let us know if you like Saturday or Sunday better for Legion Lounge. Because it's normally on a Sunday. We decided to do it on a Saturday just because we could. But we'll be back next weekend to talk about whatever happened during the week, in addition to the Mando Season 2 premiere. So thank you guys so much for watching. But until next time, guys, it's been Tazz. And I'll see you guys in the next